Hello and welcome to Joyride with your hosts, the Metaphysical Moms, Tiffany and Carrie. Joyride takes you on a spin through all things spiritual and soulful, including holistic healing, energy work, and personal development. Now, here are your hosts, Tiffany and Carrie.
We're back!
Hi guys, it's Tiffany.
And it's Carrie, and we're with the Joyride Show.
Yeah, we're the Metaphysical Moms. We had to wait for Carrie to finish eating her chewy nut granola
You
bar.
You brought it, and it has chocolate, and so I smiled, and it's like, teeth all funky. Oh, hi everybody.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We took a little break this summer to be with our family and kind of get off the grid for a little bit.
Seriously, that really is true. It's been an incredible summer, and it's just been filled with family and kids and babies and all kinds of fun things. And I guess you guys probably know all about that too.
Yeah, but we are really happy to be back on the Joyride Show, and we're going to change things up a little bit where we do some stuff.
Mm-hmm. Literally on the road. I mean,
she's got the setup to have the camera in the car, so we'll do some road trips. We're going to do some studio recordings. We're going to do some pre-recordings. We're going to change it up a little bit because that was one of the reasons we took a break.
Mm-hmm. 2 years, 100+ shows, and so it was time to sort of mix it up, and because I found myself going further and further out there, and I had to.
What do you mean out there?
We are so not following our list here, but okay. So no, I found myself really intrigued by the unseen, and we always say that we like to try to live with a foot in both worlds. And what I realized is that my feet somehow had gotten into the unseen world. And as Allison Coe has said, it's like we are exposed to so much and so much beauty and so much metaphysical and other things, and I'm like a squirrel. And we are waking up on this path too. And so for me, I had to take a time out and sort of step back and see, where am I putting my energies? Is that where I want to put it? How do you deal with that and have children and, and have friends and relationships and do our passion, this is my passion. And where does it all fit? And basically, what do I really want to do?
Yeah. So we both took a little break this summer, and nothing happened.
Oh yeah, she threw something at me. I had to have stitches.
Not down, drag out, not at all.
No.
But routine is great, and getting a rhythm and getting structure is great. But there came a time where it just felt a little bit too much. It was just so much going on all at the same time. So
yeah, it really was.
It was really nice to kind of get off the grid, and I don't want to say I was just living in the 3D world, but we usually were researching and speaking to people who were interested to interview and reading books and blogs and videos. And I kind of didn't do any of that for like a month.
I completely tuned out. You had asked me, we have a really cool show in the works with David McCready, and you had asked me if I'd connected with someone out on the astral plane. It's like, no.
Haven't done anything.
Haven't done any of that.
But it was really cool. The more I didn't try, the more I actually felt connected.
Yeah.
So, what do you do with that? The more you're trying to be something, it kind of takes you away from it. So it was a really nice surprise to just really be in the, what?
Well, when you try.
Just poke me with your pen.
My turn. No, I didn't mean to poke you. It's kind of funny. No, but it's like the more you try, the more it's elusive.
I feel like you poked my heart. The little kids that were. Do you remember that video where the kids were saying it's raining, and she's like, "It's not raining, it's sprinkling."
No.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
We'll post it. Hey, I came up with a fake name too, but I can't tell you because there's a reason I came up with a fake name. Rabbit's Trail. Anyway, okay, let's go back. But that's you're right, and that's something. What were you saying?
I don't know. You poked me.
No, what were we saying? We have Catherine, who is my second daughter. Well, my first daughter. I don't have daughters, so you would be my fourth child. Okay, cut. Okay, we're back. I don't know. It gave up. So you were on a roll. I'm so sorry. More you tried, the less you tried. The more you tried, the less you tried, the more you were there.
Okay, So yeah, so I found the more I tried, the less I was there. It was really nice to not try and find I was there already.
I know. Seriously. Well, it is. So I was talking to Ashley, formerly from the Eat City Ranch, yesterday, and I was telling her that it's so interesting because I always feel like there's more. I always feel like there's more. And if I work harder, if I meditate harder, or meditate at all, if I do these things, then I can achieve it. Right? Like there's a goal. But the reality is, and this is what occurred to me yesterday, is that there is so much out there, and we put the governor on so that we have to be human. And so I think we will always feel like there's more out there. Always. Because there is. There's infinite.
But sometimes I get that feeling like I'm out there looking for me.
Oh, just call me. I'll tell you where you are.
It's like, you're right there, honey.
Right here.
No,
right
but
here.
it is fun to go explore and see how everybody else is doing it, but doing it, you do it. So anyway, the summer was amazing.
Tell me about your
Tell me
summer.
about your summer. Well, my youngest, who has some physical challenges, actually went off on a school trip by himself, with his classmates, and I did not go.
We
the
shipped them to Guatemala.
Chaperone. Well, we actually went to be in the area in case there were any issues, and they never called. So I got to have a mini vacation. He
Oh,
got
how
to
did you
go-
handle that?
The first 24 hours I was nervous, but after that I kind of settled into like, okay, they got this. And it was such a feeling of letting go of control and just kind of getting back to who I am and spending some fun time with my husband and exploring. And so I really enjoyed that. And he enjoyed the independence, and he did
Yeah.
great. Except he's the one kid out of 30 kids that went. He's the one that has this, rare condition. He's the one that they're playing a Nerf gun war, the four boys in the hotel room by themselves. He's the one that's playing the Nerf gun war and dives into the solid marble concrete or table and cuts his head open.
I didn't know that.
So they
tell me that.
FaceTime me, and he's got this big shiner, and they're like, I don't think it requires stitches, and we're going to watch him to make sure he doesn't have a concussion. I'm like, the kid. That was
That
the
one
first
kid.
night. So he kind of pre-disasterized the whole trip, and I was like, okay, fine, you're good.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's
And then
fun,
my,
though.
my older son, he did some international travel, and he's just Mr. Independent and growing up. So it's really fun to watch them step into themselves, and then I can take a back seat. And Carrie read my tarot cards this morning, and it was about
I did.
letting go of control.
I read yours too.
And I'm not trying to be a helicopter mom, but you're invested in your kids and you want them to, so it's that fine line between supporting them and then trying to do it for them. So I'm learning to really step.
I just pin a
I
20 to their lapels.
Yeah, see you later.
Go forth and conquer.
So anyway, I enjoyed my summer. It's been really, really hot. We are a full year post Harvey as of yesterday. So I know a lot of
Yeah.
people are still recovering and getting back into their homes, and there's a lot going on, fires and hurricanes, and
There
so
really is.
we're really praying for everybody as we kind of navigate these crazy energies that have been going on all summer.
Yeah, I want to get to that because there are some interesting things that the Earth is showing up with. But so you want to hear about mine?
Yes.
Okay, so we did nothing. No, we really didn't do a lot. Except, see these bags right here? Those are children bags. No, I don't know. I just sort of let my kids play, but my oldest is going to started high school. And so kind of what you're saying, I think that moving from baby to children, to kind of toddlerhood to children, there is a time where they cross a bridge that we can't cross or we shouldn't cross. And what I've really realized is that I need to give them the skills to do that. And my job fairly soon with him will be just to be his cheerleader and his kind of help him maybe, his dad and I help him.
Be a sounding board too.
Right. And he's a good egg. That said, I still every now and then check up on him, but he really is a good kid. And it's a new school, and it's this Catholic school here in town, and it has been the most incredible experience. And you're like, really? You like that? And it's like, I love it. And it's a Jesuit school, and what they teach them and what they expect, and it's really about making men. And everybody I've ever met just loves this school, and it really is true. And I can tell when kids go to this school. There's just there's an awareness. And every day they say this prayer, this talk, or this saying, and it's help me to keep going when I don't think I can take one more step, and help me to help others. I mean, it's a lot more than that, but and expect nothing in return. Isn't that beautiful?
Being very selfless.
Yeah, it's so we had an outline of what we wanted to say, so I didn't squirrel too much, and they both, I mean, it just kind of fell off. The tape didn't
We're
work.
supposed to squirrel, so there might be some squirrels involved today. They will not be harmed. Don't worry.
We will not hurt our squirrels. No, but so we did that, and for me, the summer has been, holy cow. I mean, astrology is never, I like it, but I don't know a lot about it. And there are a lot of terms that I don't really know and understand. Thank you, Catherine. And but I know that we had on August 8th, we had the Lion's Gate, which is a portal. It's like where things line up, and it's supposed to be a portal between the two worlds, you know, between the unseen, the spirit world and our world. And it really is like you're just getting blasted, and it's this DNA activation, and there's been a lot of that. And then this,
Have
we
you
had,
felt it?
oh, yes, I have. And I've really been trying to be in this world because I kind of feel like I came here to be in this world and to pull.
You think?
Well, smart ass. No, to pull, no, but I kept wanting to leave the world. Like, I just
Yeah.
want to go, you know, I just
Back
want to
in
go
the spirit,
explore
I know.
and explore. And I don't think that that's really what we need to do. I mean, for me, yes, I need to do it, but I want to embody it instead of like we said, like instead of trying. And at some point, you just start to live and walk the walk and not really even think about it, which hopefully I'm doing. Some days I fail miserably, but
You are doing.
it is, thank you. It is, and I think for me too, it's been, look, I've been told my whole life, you're the woman behind the man. You are the person, the support. You'll make a great support staff. And that's not being asked of me now. Now it's being asked to you get over and drive the car. It's like, I don't know if I can drive the car. And Charles kept saying that, husband. So he saw The Post, the movie with Meryl Streep, and you know, this woman, true story, and she was, you know, the Washington Post, and her husband died. Her father had given him, you know, he ran it. The husband did. So he dies. So she steps in. Great. It's really good. But he really sought out that part of how she, in a time when women through parties and educated, you know, raised kids and educated
Or
the
support.
kids and the support staff, and how she kind of
staff.
like, oh my goodness, what do I do? And I thought about that, and it's like, you know, we really can. And I don't think it has to be one way or the other. I think that sometimes you're support, sometimes you're not support.
Sometimes you're the lead, and
Well
sometimes
said.
you follow.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly
But you feel
right.
like that's activating in you this I don't want to say more masculine, but this more
Oh, no, it's
assertive,
more
more
masculine.
confident, more
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And more of a, like yesterday I woke up with this thought that I wanted to take Krav Maga because I want to go kick ass. Like, why do I want to kick ass? Why don't I take ballroom dancing instead? No, I want to learn how to like flatten somebody. I'm never going to use it. I mean, when am I in a place where I need to use it? But anyway, it's just that, and it's fun. It feels good.
It is. It's a
powerful.
good confidence booster, and that feels very relevant for me too. About stepping into more confidence, more self-awareness of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have this strange energy in my belly that feels like a density, and I've had several intuitive psychic readings, intuitive healers, and channeling Eric, he's often told me it's like it's a spot of lack of confidence. Like, I can't do it. And he's like, you have to offset, not to fight it, but offset it with total confidence, which neutralizes that energy. So it is stepping into that, I got this. I totally got this. So it's that trying versus just that being.
Yes, I completely agree with that. And I've been recently thinking, what's the worst that can, I mean, not for those around me, but I die. I mean, I just go home. So that's a little bit off topic. I'm glad you brought that up because I haven't heard you haven't talked about that in a long time.
I'm stepping into my confidence, and I'm not trying to fight what it's trying to tell me. It's delivering a message. And so I'm saying, okay, so it's showing up in lots of different areas in my life. And one of them is being confident that my kids, whatever happens in their journey, that's what they signed up for.
I have a theory about
She
that.
almost poked me again.
I'm not going to poke you again. I might, actually. But it's like the finger. People get mad when I'm like, and I don't push that at me. Maybe it's like lasers. you know?
Yeah, you're shooting your energy.
Anyway, I was thinking about, it's gone. Oh, well, anyway. Didn't
Talking
need
about confidence and stepping in.
it. Yeah, it's a goner.
And it's more a balance of the masculine and a feminine. And maybe it's that healed feminine energy We did a weekend with Dr. Deb Kern, who talked a lot about the divine feminine. And the wounded feminine acts a certain way, but the healed, fully developed feminine is very strong, confident, but in a softer way than maybe a masculine. And so that feels really good.
It is. It is. It is. I mean, I've noticed that I can screech and holler at my kids, or I can just look at them and say, "I don't think so." And like you just stare at them. And one time, one of them had something, and this was this summer, and it was just like and okay, fine, and not a word needed to be said, not a threat made. It was really cool. So it was interesting. One other topic for this summer, we kind of touched on this. Conspiracy stuff, and I've always known that there are things that go on that aren't what they seem, and it's really tricky, and I kept going down this road, and I still very much think I'm right. I mean, but when we sat at a dinner with a bunch of PhDs, very smart young people, and I really kind of basically said, what do you mean you don't believe this? Kind of you're full of it. And I found myself thinking, wow, I crossed the line, and that's something because where I blurred my worlds in I don't know, you just don't chastise folks for being educated and curious and amazing people, and because they don't think the way you do, that you're going to call them out on it. So that's really what made me pull back. Is it just this crescendo?
Well, there's so many really interesting conspiracy theories. We've interviewed several who have these ideas about what's really going on behind the scenes, who's really pulling the puppet strings, and who really has the power and the money and calling the shots. And there's a lot of compelling evidence to a lot of it. And then some of it is you can't prove or disprove it. And sometimes things happen, you're like, there must be way more to the story than, we're being told.
Right.
And then I think sometimes we get a little bit of education. You get your PhD or you get your diploma, whatever, and you live in your box, and then you never ask a question. So I think it's great to challenge and ask questions, but sometimes you're not going to get the answer or you're not going to be able to know the truth until you get back home. So you say you crossed the line or it came to a crescendo, but I love that you ask questions and that you just don't take somebody's title as, well, they obviously know more than I do.
No, and
but it's healthy debate. It's healthy talk. It's healthy to bring it up.
Yeah, not the way I did it though.
No.
Yeah, it was. I thank you, and that's where I was. But then I reached this place of, are you stuck on stupid? I mean, I didn't say that, but that's the way I was feeling. I was like, how can you not see this? How can you not believe in aliens? How can you not? And it just wasn't the time or place. And that's what I kind of had to pull back and say, okay, maybe we need to compartmentalize a little bit.
Well, so you can't sometimes go from A to Z. Sometimes you got to step through the steps and you can piece these together. And you're like, there's a real plausible situations here, but you can't, from here to looking over there, it's too far away. It's too
That's true.
Alien.
They laugh at that, by the way. So
that's why we love having these talks.
Yeah.
Because we can share all that. We can throw ideas out there, interview people who are saying they're having real life experiences of a lot of this stuff. And
we're having them too.
Yeah.
I mean, you are, and that is, I think that when you let go of the control, a lot of this stuff opens up, and that's what I've been experiencing. It's been amazing. And just the knowing, and I find myself talking to people that aren't here, not sometimes in my head, but it's because they're here. Like my grandmother, I didn't tell you this, Catherine, my grandmother was this little tiny 4'10" itty bitty thing. She smoked and she wore these big heels because she was so tiny, and she would make beer batter shrimp. And I just remember the smell of smoke. So funny, that takes me home. And she would make her, and she'd sit with her cigarette and she's making her shrimp and has a beer right here. And very much a lady though. I mean, she really was. She was a hairdresser. She was just amazing. And she passed away 2 years ago now. And so we started this family. Once a month we're getting together, and there are like 20 of us this past weekend. And I was trying to make fried chicken with the air fryer, and I asked her, I was like, I need your help with this. I don't know how to make it, and I didn't have a recipe for it. And so, and she was right there. She's like, buttermilk, you need to soak in buttermilk, and then you need to do, it's really cool. So
And how'd it turn out?
I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't fried chicken, because really fried chicken.
It's
you can't
air
make
fried chicken.
It was air fried chicken. It was good, though. So what I'm saying is that I think that as we let go and relax things and like try to loosen the reins, things do sort of naturally start to come into play.
Speaking of relaxing, we kind of got to a point where we were doing our shows this summer where we had to kind of relax and change our roles a little bit about our friendship. And we went for almost 3 weeks with not talking.
It was weird.
And we talk literally every day, multiple times a day sometimes. And like nothing happened, like it was a big blowout or something. We just knew that it was time for everybody to go back to their own camps and just do their thing. And then it just came back together, right back up. And we've said, okay, what works for you, what doesn't? So I just kind of wanted to share a little bit about how we handled that, because I thought it was not difficult to go through. It was felt uncomfortable,
Sure.
but it was done beautifully.
Yeah, instead of like if I'm crosswise with a person, my stomach will hurt, or my thing is I create bad things. Like I create reasons to be upset, and I know that about me. And it was so interesting to push pause and to say, wait a minute, what's happening? And it's just that where we started and where we are, we both have grown so much in various ways, and life happens, and it was interesting because we've always said we'll talk, our friendship is first, we'll talk about things, but I think we had to figure out where we were.
Yeah.
I had to figure out where I was, and that is not my character to not jump in and try to make it okay and let's talk about it, or whatever. It's more, and this was just, we're just gonna stay neutral because I know it's all gonna come back around.
Yeah, but I love that nobody got mean, nobody got mad, nobody gossiped.
No, but we were honest.
And very honest, and just gave each other the space. And I don't know if all, the astrological things that are coming to change things and shift things up, it totally resonated. It was all unsaid. It just happened, and we just didn't fight it. We let it play out. I just want to thank you for being such a great friend that we can go through that and come out stronger on the other side.
I think so.
It's beautiful.
It really is.
No
And
drama.
So my guides, thank you for that. That's really sweet. So my guides were saying that yes, stuff happens, and I know that someone was telling me, and I looked it up, and highest is recently the Schumann resonance, which is like the hertz, like the energy that
The world,
the frequency that the world is vibrating
frequency
at.
of the earth, it's measurable, and it's changing.
It is, and so it normally is like 7.5, and it's been 40, it's been 60, and
Wait, 7.5, 40, and 60?
well, 7.5 is where it usually is. That's like the normal. That was the
So
baseline.
40 and 60 are like 10 times, oh, okay.
Right,
Oh.
and it's just been hammering. I mean, you get this, the gamma ray, you get these different rays that hammer the earth. And what my guide said is, yes, that's what's happening, and it's there to facilitate all of this. Like we're there, everything's set up for everyone waking up, and these changes that are happening. And I mean, as you were saying, just the earth changes are incredible.
Yeah, we follow Dutch Sense, who's a researcher and scientist who forecasts earthquake movement, and he's got an amazing website, YouTube. I think he's on Twitch now. And there's so much more seismic activity happening all over the globe, much deeper, bigger earthquakes that are sending out the multiple waves all around. And it's not to be scared, it's to be prepared, to understand that there is a science to it, and you can forecast when and where it happens. And I firmly believe that. I know it's very controversial, but I think he's totally onto something.
Well, he is. I mean, he's
And
right.
He's right. Like 80% of the time, his forecasts are direct forecast. But there's also a science and a reason behind why it's escalating, why the vibration is going up, and it's actually here to help us. It's helping you to clear out that past. You've been doing tarot lately, and almost every card you read, it's about let go of the past, let go of the old and the old way of seeing things, and almost like relax, lighten up, move forward, have fun.
Right, let go, because it's it's like when you just
That's like that trying.
Right, that's exactly right, and that's it's interesting because tarot has never been my thing, and I think that it's more of a
You have these beautiful
oh,
cards.
aren't they pretty?
Yeah.
They really are, And
Maybe we'll
it's
do a show on
they're-
tarot.
That would be fun. Get somebody that can really read. And it's
She can
just
really
a way
read.
to connect. And I mean, it's been pretty awesome. I had a friend of mine yesterday. For some reason, I decided to call them, and I normally don't at that time. And I pulled this card. And I thought it was for me, and it was. I said after they started to talk, I said,
"This
I
is
think
for
this
you."
is for you. And they're like, oh, I was asking for a sign. That's it. So it was really neat. And then, but it's a way to connect, and I don't. It's just fun. It's like a jumping off. But what I realized this today, it's sort of my brain goes, "Doo, doo, 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 doo," then all of a sudden they'll show me a picture. Like, okay, there it is. And then I can go into the picture. So it's really kind of fun. But what was the point of bringing that up? I don't know. But
Just
it's
talking about all the earth changes, the earth resonance, and how it's here to help us expand and grow.
It
and
is.
let go of the old and move into the new.
Okay, so I want to talk about this. And it is, this will resonate with some and not with others. I'm not going to make you read it. So the guides gave me this download, I guess, and it was, and they basically were saying that there are people, the light workers that come here, that they come to this planet, and some of this I've known from before, but and you have the light workers, the ones that they're talking, I don't know what you want to call them, light workers, starseeds, whatever. It's and you have to agree to the rules, the laws. We've talked about that, and like gravity, reincarnation, whatever, and what they showed me was the earth, and then right around the earth is this net, and we kind of bounce back and forth. And then we watched Coco, that cartoon.
I haven't seen it yet.
So good. And it's sort of like when the last person that loves you is gone, you disappear from the other side. And I think that's exactly, I told Charles, the kids were gone and we watched that show. I think, anyway, so.
When
But
the last
that's-
person on earth
then
is
you're
alive
free.
that remembers you,
Right.
then you're free to move on into the
to the next
ethers,
the next
whatever.
place. But what they were telling me is that, so we agree with all of this stuff going on. We agree to come, and we're here to help raise the vibration, to help people ascend, whatever it is. And we've been coming, for thousands of years. And it's sort of and that's just one aspect of us that's doing this, right? TIFF is just one aspect of your whole. But the cool thing is that once you remember kind of the escape hatch, once you remember who you are, all bets are off. The rules are now yours to play with. And so at that point, if you decide to go peek into your other self somewhere else, your galactic friends or self, you can. If you decide to not come back, you can. And they said, don't be, because things do get really restrictive and really hard here. And they said, oh, but you love that. That's why you come. It's like going to
crazy.
Harvard,
Yeah.
and that it's really tough, but we love it because there's so much growth. So all of these things that are so tough and loss of jobs, family, illness, we love that from this other place because it really does just make us grow. So anyway, so I thought that was kind of a great message.
I remember one of my readings, my is my stepdad in spirit had said, it's like you plan this amazing vacation and you get all the way to this destination, all this time and effort, and you finally get there, and then all you do is sit there and read books about what it was like back home.
Such a
It's
great
like,
point.
be there and experience what it's like. There's no end to the diversity of experience that you can have there. Like, just drink it all in, all the emotions and food and relationships. Just be there, immerse yourself in it, because you are definitely, it's a return trip. You're going back.
It's a return trip. You bought a two-way.
But don't, so I think that was part of what I was saying, this whole trying to like connect with it. It's like, just be here. But with the knowledge that you're from there and that you're going back, it feels totally different here.
That's the show. And that's the show. It's like, how do we navigate this and then find out that we can astral travel and then find out that we can do these wonderful things. And it's not at the exclusion of other things. And I think that's where I had gone. I can't do this because I'm doing that, in order to be spiritual or in order to just have a good day. I don't know. Like, I can't listen to I don't listen to the news because it's just so darn depressing. Rabbit trail. So yes. Okay, so tell them about Sedona.
So in September 28th 8/29/30. We are going to go to Sedona, a little joyride on the road, and we'll take our camera with us so you can come with. And we're going to go visit with our friend Allison Coe. She's coming down to be a speaker at the Transformational Conference there in Sedona.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to be participants. We're just going to go have fun. We've got it rented a cute little VRBO, and we're just going to go play and sit in the vortex and meet some of our friends. So if you're going, let us know that you're going to be there so we can connect and say hi, and we'll report. We'll report from there.
That'll be fun. That'll be really fun, and we like to do that. I think we like to do more of that type of stuff.
And we've got some upcoming shows coming up. We're going to have what?
No, I was going to say, tell them about the healing.
What healing?
Tapping, intuitive.
Oh, so we've got this idea that we'd like to throw out to you guys because Carrie is amazing intuitive hits. She's, playing with the tarot right now, but that's just a permission slip to kind of give the information. But Carrie always can kind of just read the energy and say, this is what I'm getting. And she gets visions and, images, and it's always relevant. It's always beautiful. It's always very kind. And I do my tapping so that once blocks are identified, or this is where you need to go, or I can help move through the fear and help clean up the old. So Carrie's very good about seeing where to go, and I'm good at helping, clean up.
Drop the bags.
Yeah, the energetic baggage. So we have friends that we do this with here, but we know that moving through this human experience is sometimes just hard. And people feel stuck or alone or lost. And especially if you don't have a big group of friends to kind of talk about this with, we were going to throw it out there to see if there's a few of you, maybe 2 or 3, that would want to work with us. And with permission, we could record it and then edit it down, obviously with permission, to show other ways of looking at things or these techniques that we've found and kind of put them into practice. So we can sit here and talk all day about what it might be like, but let's actually apply it to somebody who's of like mind who would be willing to go through it with us. And we're not professional doctors, therapists, counselors.
Not even a life coach.
I'm a certified EFT practitioner,
and I'm
Carrie's
an interior designer.
Born with this intuitive interior, but she can help design your exterior too. So we wanted to throw it out there to see if you would be interested to work with us.
And we have done this before. We've met a couple of people along our road, and
it's kind of been fun to tag team.
Yeah, we do. And it's sort of like you said, this is where you're going, and kind of shining different lights to help people realize where they are. And then she's great at having them cut it. So
we'll cut it and find where the energy blocks are within you, and help reformat it so you can use that energy to take you where you want to go. And we just thought it might be fun to do a few shows like that and put it out there. If they look great, we'll continue it and just see if it helps people kind of go, oh, I could apply that to what I'm going through.
Right. I recognize that. And again, you get the final say is what's in and what's out, because some of the stuff I know can be very emotional, and some people don't want that out there. So we thought we'd do it over Skype, or we'll do it over Zoom and record it that way. And anyway, so if you're interested, give us a buzz.
Yeah, so
drop us a
email on. So our website, joyrideshow.com, is all the ways to connect with us. Always Facebook Messenger, YouTube. Just send us a message, and we'd love to hear from you guys in general about shows that you'd like us to do or people that you'd like us to interview, because
there's some great ones.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Russell Brand, because he really is a very interesting fellow. I think he's, Connie suggested talking to Russell Brand. If we could get him, that would be fabulous. But he's got some really, I love that the way he's speaking and communicating and YouTube and all that about consciousness and the way to think differently, very publicly.
I want Jim Carrey on the show.
Oh, he'd be awesome too.
Wouldn't it be fun? Oh my God, I'd have to speed up in order to keep up with him. But yes. So
anyway, let us know if you have any other show topics. We've got a few that we want to work on here. We want to work with our friend David McCready, who's been teaching us to astral travel consciously. Everybody does it, but to do it consciously. And he has somebody who's a being who's interested to work with us to communicate. So we've been introduced to her, and I've been working privately to kind of get more connected with her. So I think there's some really interesting things coming down the line.
Isn't that cool? So anyway, so I think that's
So the
kinda it.
Joyride continues. Thank you
Yes.
for being on the ride with us. Please like, share, subscribe, connect with us. And we want to do some live interactive shows where we just talk to you guys, ask questions, share stories, because y'all are family. Y'all are family. We want to hear.
Well, I want to do a call-in show. I mean, I found this website where people can actually call in, and I would love to do a call-in show. I think that would be really fun.
So we can talk to you.
Yes, not
You
just
come
sit
like
here.
sit right here. Sit right here with us
Yes.
and chat.
Okay, is that it?
I think so for today.
Are we back next week?
Yes, we'll be back next week.
Yay!
We love you. Thank you so much for being part of our family. We hope you have a lovely end of the summer, and
Stay cool,
we'll see you
man.
next week.
Thank you. Y'all take care. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.